All things are current found by Henry David Thoreau. All things are current found on earthly ground. Spirits and elements have that askance. Night and day, year on year, high and low, far and near, we see our own aspects, we see our own regrets. Ye gods of a shore who bide evermore, I see your far headlands stretching on either hand. I hear the sweet evening sounds from your undisaying grounds. Cheat me no more with time, take me to your clime. Away, 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 Henry David Thoreau. Away, 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 ye have not kept your secret well. I will abide that other day was other lands get tell. Has time no leisure left for these, the acts that ye rehearse? Is not eternity a lease for better deeds than worse? 'Tis sweet to hear of heroes dead, to know them still alive, but sweeter if we earn their bread and in us they survive. Our life should feed the springs of fame with the perennial wave, as ocean feeds the babbling thorns which find it in the grave. Your skips drop gently round my breast, and be my coursel blue. You have received my lance and rest, my faithful charger you. Your stars my spearheads in the sky, my arrow tips ye are. I see the roaded foemen fly, my bright spears fixed are. Give me an angel for foe, fix another place and time, and straight to meet him I will go, above a starry chim. With our clashing bucklers clang, the heavenly spear shall ring, while bright the northern light shall hang beside our tourney. And if you lose a champion true, tell heaven not to spare, I will be a champion new, her fame I will repair. Conscious, Henry David Thoreau. Conscious is instinct bred in the house, feeling and thinking propagate the sin by an unnatural breeding in and in. I say turn it outdoors into the moors. I love a life whose plot is simple, and does not thicken with every pimple, and souls or sounds sickly conscious binds it, but makes the universe no worse than find it. I love an earnest soul, whose mighty joy and sorrow are not drowned in the bowl and brought to life tomorrow. Where life's one tragedy and not 70, a conscious worth keeping, laughing not weeping, a conscious wise and steady, and forever ready, not changing with events, dealing in compliments, a conscious exercised about large things, one may doubt. I love a soul not all of wood, predestinated to be good, but true to be backbone unto itself alone and false to none, born to its own affairs, its own joys and own cares, by whom the work which God began is finished and not undone. Taking up where he left off, either to worship or to scoff, if not good, why even evil, if not good God, good devil. Goodness, you hypocrite, come out of it, live your life, do your work, but take your hat. I have no patience toward such conscientious cowards. Give me simple labouring folk, who love their work, whose virtue is song to cheer God along. And the Autumnal Sun, by Henry David Thoreau. Sometimes the mortal feels in himself nature, not his father but his mother stirs within him, he becomes immortal with immortality. From time to time she claims kindredship with us, and some glow from whence steals up into her own. I am the autumnal sun, with autumn gales my races run. When will the hazel put forth its flowers, of a grape ripen under my bowers? And will the harvest of the hunter's moon turn my midnight into mid-noon? I am all sere and yellow into my core mellow. The Marsh is dropping within my woods, winter is lurking within my moods, and the rustling of the withered leaf is the constant music of my grief. I knew a man by sight, by Henry David Thoreau. I knew a man by sight, a blameless wit, who for a year or more had daily passed my door. Had converse none had had with him. I met him in a lane, him and his cane, about 3 miles from home. I had changed to Rome, and volume stared at him and he at me. In a more distant place I glimpsed his face, and bowed instinctively. Started he bowed to me, bowed simultaneously, and passed along. Next, in a foreign land I grasped his hand, and had a social chat about this thing and that, as I'd known him well 1,000 years. Late in the wilderness I shared his mess, for he had hardships seen, and I a wanderer been. He was my bosom friend, and I was his. And as me things shall all, both great and small, and ever lived on earth, early or late their birth, stranger and foe, one day each other know. Indeed, indeed, I cannot tell, Henry David Thoreau. Indeed, I cannot tell, but ponder on it well. It were easier to state all my love or all my hate. Surely, you will trust me when I say what does disgust me. I hate with a hate it would fain annihilate. Yet sometimes, against my will, my dear friend, I love you still. It is treason to our love, and a sin to God above, when endured to abate of a pure impartial hate. Light-winged smoke, by Henry David Thoreau. Light-winged smoke, Carrying bird, melting the pinions in the upward flight. Lark without song, and the messenger of dawn, circling above the hamlets as thy nest. Or else departing dream and shadowy form of midnight vision gathering up thy skirts. By night star veiling, and by day darkening the light and blotting out the sun. Go thou my incense upward from this hearth, and ask the gods to pardon this clear flame. Like a soul, Henry David Thoreau, sending in delinquents to disappoint the ember of water at a high soul. Low anchored cloud, by Henry David Thoreau. Low anchored cloud, Newfoundland air, fountainhead and source of rivers, dewcloth, dream drapery, and napkin spread by face, drifting meadow of the hair, where bloom the daisied banks and violets, in whose fanny labyrinth the bittern booms and heron waits. Spirit of lakes and seas and rivers, where only perfumes and the scent of healing herbs suggest man's fears. Men say they know many things, by Henry David Thoreau. Men say they know many things, but lo, they have taken wings. The arts and science, and a thousand appliances, the windward blows is all that anybody knows. My life has been the poem, by Henry David Thoreau. My life has been the poem I would have writ, but I could not both live and utter it. Nature, by Henry David Thoreau. O nature, I do not aspire to be the highest in the choir, to be a measure in the sky, or comet that may range on high, only a fire that may blow among the reeds by the river low. Give me thy most private place, where to run my airy race. And some withdrawn, unpublic mead let me sigh upon a reed, on the woods, with leafy din, whisper the still evening in. Some still work give me to do, only be it near to you. For I'd rather be thy child and pupil in the forest wild, than be the king of men elsewhere, most sovereign slave of care, to have a moment of thy dawn, and share the city's year forlorn. On fields at which the reaper's hand has passed, by Henry David Thoreau. On fields at which the reaper's hand has passed, lit by the harvest moon and autumn sun, my thoughts like stubble floating in the wind, and of such fairness as October airs, after harvest could I lend my life, which a harvest reaping without toil, and weaving gorgeous fancies at my will, in subtle webs from finest summer haze. Pray to what earth does the sweet cold belong, by Henry David Thoreau. Pray to what earth does the sweet cold belong, which asks no duties and no conscience. The moon goes up, by leaps, her cheerful path, and some far summer straight above the sky, while stars with their cold shine bedorf her way. The fields gleam mildly back upon the sky, and far and near upon the leafless shrubs, the snow dies still amidst the silver light. Under the hedge, drift banks are as green, the titmice now pursue the downy dreams, as often in the sweltering summer nights, the beat of drop asleep in the flower cup, that evening overtakes him with his load. By the brooksides in the still July night, the more adventurous wander may hear a crystal shoot and form, and winter slow increases rule, by gentlest summer means. Prayer, by Henry David Thoreau. Great God, ask for no meaner pelf, that I may not disappoint myself, that in my action I may soar as high as I can now discern with his clear eye. And next in value which your kindness lends, that I may greatly disappoint my friends, ere I think how it may be, I may not dream how woes distinguished me. That my weak hand may equal my firm faith, and my life practice with my tongue safe. That my low conduct may not show, nor my relenting lies, that I the purpose did not know, or overrated my designs. The Fisher's Boy, by Henry David Thoreau. My life is like a stroll upon the beach, as near the ocean's edge as I can go. My tardy steps its waves sometimes I reach, sometimes I stay to let them overflow. My sole employment is, in scrupulous care, to place my gains beyond the reach of tides, each a smaller pebble and each shell more rare, which ocean kindly to my hand confides. I have but few companions on the shore, they scorn the strand who sail upon the sea, yet of the thing the ocean we've sailed o'er is deeper known upon the strand to me. The middle sea contains no crimson dulls, its deeper waves cast up no pearls to view. Along the shore my hand is on its pulse, and converse with many a shipwreck crew. The Poet's Delay, by Henry David Thoreau. In vain I see the morning rise, in vain observe the western blaze, or idly look to other skies, expecting life by other ways. Amidst such boundless wealth without, I only still and poor within. The birds have sung their summer out, but still my spring does not begin. Shall I win wait the autumn wind, compelled to seek a milder day, and leave no curious nest behind, no wood still echoing to my lay? The Summer Rain, by Henry David Thoreau. My books I'd fain cast off, I cannot read, twixt every page my thoughts go stray at large. Down in the meadow, where's which I feed, I will not mind to hit their proper tart. Plutarch was good, and so was Homer too. Or Shakespeare's life were rich to life again, or Plutarch read, and was not good nor true, nor Shakespeare's books, unless his books were men. He well allied Ben of his walnut bow, what care for the Greeks, or for Troy town? If juster battles are enacted now between the ends upon this hammock's crown. But Homer wait, live ye shall learn, if red or black the gods will favor most, or yonder axe, with a phalanx stern, striking to heaves and rock against the host. Let Shakespeare do attend some leisure hour, for now I have business with his drop of dew, and see you not the clouds prepare a shower, I'll met him shortly when the sky is blue. This bed of herds grass and wild oats was spread last year with nicer skill than monarchs use. A clover tuft is pillar for my head, and violets quiet overtop my shoes. And our cordial clouds have shut all in, and gently swells the wind to say, all's well. The scattered drops are falling fast and thin, small in the pool, small in the flower bell. I am well drenched upon my bed of oats, but see that globe come rolling down its stem, not like a lonely planet where it floats, nor it sinks into my garment's hem. Drip, drip the trees for the country round, in richness rare distills from every bough. The wind alone in this makes every sound, shaking down crystals on the leaves below. For shame the sun will never show himself, who could not with his beams melt me so. My dripping locks, I would become an elf, who in the beaded cloud does gaily go. May you prepare my evening meal below, by Henry David Thoreau. May you prepare my evening meal below, carelessly hit the kettle as they go, with tongs or shovel, and ringing round and round, out of his hovel, it makes an eastern temple by the sound. At first I thought a cowbell right at hand, mid birches sown over the open land, where plucked flowers many years ago, spending midsummer hours, with such secure delight they hardly seemed to flow. To a marsh hawk in spring, by Henry David Thoreau. Where's health in thy grey wing, health of nature's furnishing? Savour modern winged antique, was thy mistress ever sick? In each heaving of her wing, what does health and leisure bring? What does wave disease and pain, and resume new life again? What's the railroad to me? By Henry David Thoreau. What's the railroad to me? Never go to see where it ends. It fills a few hollows, and makes banks for the swallows. It sets the sand a-blowing, and the blackberries a-growing. Winter Memories, by Henry David Thoreau. Within the circuit of his plodding life have enter moments of an azure hue, untarnished fair as is the violet or anemone, and the spring stew whim by some meandering rivulet, which make the best philosophy untrue, but aims but to console man for his grievances. I have remembered when the winter came, high in my chamber in the frosty nights, and in the still light of a cheerful moon, on the every trick and rail and jutting spout, the icy spears were adding to their length against the arrows of a coming sun. On the shimmering noon of winter past, some unrecorded beams slanted across the upland pasture where the John Worth grew, or heard, amid the venture of my mind, the bee's long smothering hum on the blue flag loitering amidst the mead, or busy rill, which now through all its course stands still and dumb, its own memorial, purling at its play along the slopes and through the meadows next, till its youthful sound was hushed at last in the stained current of a lowland stream. Was seen the furrows shine by the late upturned, and in the fields there followed in the rear, and all the fields around lay bound and hoar beneath the thick and mint of snow. So the gods' cheap economy made rich, to go upon my winter's task again.